water that dinosaurs drank, that Muhammad used for his ablutions, that Jesus used to wash his disciples' feet, that our ancestors emerged from to try legs. The same water that crashes in a quintessence of creation's power at the base of Niagara Falls. We drink the same water that has lived inside each other's tears. Some deep part of us has tasted the suffering of all, the healing and the tenderness. Our bodies are made of tributaries, oceans, and clouds. We cycle through each other. We are the unconditional baptism of rain. The heavens have always known the whole earth is holy. We are Everest's mists. We are the evaporation from the Amazon. We are the atmosphere. We are made of ancient water, and our makeup is continually recycled through the heavens.
Brothers, those here, sisters online, welcome, 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 welcome. We acknowledge and honor the spirit of fire, of wind, and of water, and the common creator that has created us all and sustains us all, that holds us. Pray with me. You've heard this before and you can hear it again, or you can receive it. I will pray it once for myself, and then we'll pray it as a community. And if you receive it, I ask you to stand in consent. Creator, divine mystery, help me set aside everything I think I know about you. Everything I think I know about myself, about others, about life itself. Help me to have an open mind and an open heart, that I may have a new experience with everything that you have created. Help me to know the truth. And together, divine mystery, help me set aside everything I think I know about you. Everything I think I know about myself. Everything I think I know about others. And life. Help me to have an open mind. And an open heart. So that I may have a new experience. With everything that you have created. Help me to know the truth. Here. As we know and we're coming to understand through our indigenous elders, through the divine feminine, through the divine masculine, through the divine mystery, water is celestial. It fascinates the human mind and all of our ancestors, all of my ancestors, all of yours. I bring and acknowledge this rug from Oaxaca, which was handmade and hand-dyed by the indigenous folks there, celebrating the many iterations, I love that word, the many iterations of water. Rain, stream, river, ocean, tears, mist, snow, ice. The many iterations of water. And as I look upon the brothers here and the sisters here and those online, I see a mountain range of humanity. You and all your ancestors that stand behind you and beside you here and now. Here and now is a powerful place. So let's welcome the ancestors, your ancestors, for 2 minutes with this song.
Let the fire burn away your fears. Let the wind blow into your life such faith and trust. Oh, let the earth hold you, take care of you, and nurture you. Oh, the power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you, me, is here to create magic on us. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you, me, is here to create magic on us. Power of love is here now. Power of now is here now. Power of you, me, is here.
The power is here now. I want to, in the corners of the room, there's pitchers of water. They have been blessed by the team beforehand. And they are the waters of forgiveness, infinite forgiveness. They are the waters of compassion, infinite compassion. The waters of courage, infinite courage. The waters of humility, infinite humility. And as the day goes by, I invite you to drink from those waters into the sacred vessel of you, so that as you incarnate these lessons, those waters work through you, in you, and as you, from now moving forward in your sacred journey. As I mentioned, I look about, I see this mountain range of men, this ocean of water, of waves. And if you just sit in your chair for a second and stretch, like as if you were trying to look at, as if this was the last minute of your life in this physical incarnation. As if you were trying to look out and see your brothers across the room, those in the front row, the middle row, and those in the corner. This miracle that we just happen to be on this planet with water. The chances of that are indescribably small. And as Doug mentioned yesterday, the planets protect Mother Earth. Pluto, Saturn, Venus, Mars, they talk to one another. And they protect what we know as Mother Earth. And you and I are protected by forces we will never understand or comprehend. And yet, can you feel their presence now? I read this beautiful quote from Hal French. It's a quote, it's a prayer. As we ride this wave of breath of this moment, this ocean, brothers, sisters, by some incredible miracle, the vast ocean of time has borne us up to its crest on the wave for this minuscule moment. Look around you. Revel in all that you see. Feel the spray of water on your face. Elation, joy. By the mystery, the enormity of creation, grateful beyond belief, just to be alive. Take a deep breath. And in the sacred teaching of your body, of your mouth, swish your mouth around. Create some saliva. That ocean in your mouth. Your bodies can generate water. It is written in your DNA. Water has its intervened with you. Let it swish between the shores of your mouth. It has been with us all along. And for some of us, that's a long time. Through everything you have experienced, everything you have experienced. You, brothers, as you are in this moment, can bask in belonging with the ocean that is in your mouth. Wherever you are, whatever iteration of life that you are dealing with, as you walk with the creator of all that is and the creator of water itself, can bask in belonging. On this tiny planet in the Milky Way, one of millions of universes, you have a right to be here. And to bask in that belonging, that is our work. No one can give it to us. We can hear it, think about it, analyze it, research it, and or we can ask for the grace and accept the grace to become it. Water is humble, as Goodfeather says in his book. And he writes in the chapter of water, water helps us get out of our thinking. Water honors the collective history of humanity, of you, of creation. And it's that paradox. It honors the legacy and it embraces change. It honors the legacy and it embraces change. It embraces the movement, the winter snow, the heat, the humid, the swampy stillness, the evaporation, the letting go. It is a powerful teacher in the paradox of what that means. Water is humble. It comes from a place of humility, as Doug writes, and humbleness in its actions. I had to read that 3 or 4 times in his book. It is humble, and its actions come from humbleness. Humbleness. To be present with what is, simply present, loving with what is. Honor the legacy and embrace change. Doug writes, sincerity is the keystone. How do I get from humility, that inner state, to humbleness, my outer actions? He writes, sincerity is the keystone. I still don't know what that means. But it's only when brothers like you are around and conversations like this with our sisters that I have the courage to even ask. Water gives us courage to flow. I don't have the power. You don't have the power. Any human being doesn't have the power. But we can go to the one who has all power. And we can ask, help me to use that keystone so that I too may only be an instrument of infinite love, infinite joy, infinite healing in all languages and in every languages. First and foremost, this weekend together, this time together has reminded me that awakening must first take place in my mind, in my thinking. That radical change, not only in thinking, but in consciousness. If you could touch the back of your where your head and your neck meet. And just move that energy, that water that's within our bodies and within our brains to your middle eye. Move it forward. That's what this work does. It takes old ways that served us in the past. It honors them, but it embraces change in our thinking and our quantum consciousness as a species. Is that not what we need here and now? Here. And just perhaps, brothers, the Creator can use someone like you, exactly like you, to move that wave of consciousness forward. If higher power can use anything, why not you? Why not you? Why not us? Why not here? Why not now? Whether that happens or not is higher power's Creator's business. But together with you, we say yes. 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 From the words of Beautiful Chorus, that song, check their music out. They are magnificent. There is a song that they sing, and to quote some of their lyrics is, Holy One, reveal our true nature. Reveal our true nature. We are all divine emanations. Each of us, a blessed letter emblazed in sacred text on the water, made ready, we will flow one beautiful drop of water at a time until the earth, the world, is bathed in radiant splendor. Give us the ears to hear the celestial blast. Give us the eyes to recognize we were meant to co-create with you. Miracles of co-coherence. O glorious conductor of the symphony of us, inspire our wholeness, inspire our awakening. O glorious conductor of the symphony of us, inspire our wholeness, inspire our awakening. Deep breath, brothers. Bask in your belonging. Remember the ocean that lives within your mouth. We offer this in the name of all that is good, holy, and true. Here. I've asked Doug to say some words.
Good morning, everybody. Mini wichoni, chante washte chichapi, wiaka washte melo. Mini wichoni means water of life, Lakota language. You know, when we hear water, it always comforts me, soothes me, puts me to sleep as the thunderstorms come and the rain outside. I always open my window and listen to that. Also, it has a memory, our body. And when we connect with the water, soothes us, because that memory reminds us of our mother's womb. And being born into this world, we take our first breath and sing our first song. I read one time of this scientist, this water scientist. His name was Dr. Emoto. He literally froze emotion into water, into ice. So what we speak, the water catches it. And I was taught that when you put water in front of you, never step over it. Never step over it. Always respect it. So as we journey in this life, water is always our portal, our center, our being, lives in us. As Dr. Emoto said in his, as he experimented with water, he froze these crystals of emotion, and they have the emotion the way it looks: love, beautiful; hate, distorted. So it understands you, hears you, knows you, remembers you all the time. It humbles us because it reminds us of our mothers, teaches us, reminds us of that journey we came through from our mothers. And the humility, the humbleness, the humility that gives us the humbleness teaches us about sincerity, because you can be anywhere in the world and the land, and if you're having trouble, and then use sincerity and pray, your prayer will always be answered. You can sit in a ditch full of trash and pray in her with sincerity, and the Creator will pick you out of there. So it's through our breath that we send sincerity to the Creator to pick us up and guide us on our journey, road. When we fast, we don't drink water or eat food. How many days? Up to 4 days. And the one thing that always stays with you is the thirst, the water, to remind you that water is life, that you are life, that you are a part of this life. After 4 days, before we broke our fast, somewhere a little drop of water landed right here on my lip. And the energy it gave me from just that one drop was amazing. It filled me up with energy that was so overwhelming. That's the power of water, Bini Wichoni. The power of its blessing by the touch, the sound, the taste, the feeling, all healing. You can hear water miles away when you're fasting. You can smell water miles away. But it's very intelligent as well. I was fasting one time, and it was about the third day, And it started to rain. So I opened my mouth to try to catch a drop. Not one drop fell in my mouth. So it's very intelligent. But it helped me to understand myself, to understand a lot of my purposes in this world, and the reasons, the respect I gained for water, the memories I remember of all the water that I left behind and wasted. So from here on out, from that time, I always make sure that I honor water, miniwi choni, all the time. Because it has taught me the value of my life and the meaning of my life and the meaning of my children, like my wife, my life, my friends and my people. That we're all connected that way, somehow, some way. Because throughout our body, we have all this water inside us. So like the experiment Dr. Emoto did, you too need to speak good to yourself. Because you're filled with the sacred element. So speak good to yourself all the time and outward, because it remembers that. When I was a little boy and I threw my little temper tantrums, my grandma would take me in the bathroom and wash my face with water. Or if I'm wailing around, one time she threw water in my face. And I was like, and I was like, froze me. And then shut it down. So as we use water to transfer our pains through it, it also transfers healing to us. So it's always moving in our sacred manner. And water always flows, if you notice, to the south, to the oceans below us. And as Bruce Lee says, water can crash or it could flow. Which one are you going to be? Be water, my friends. He said that. It made a lot of sense to me in how we are in our life, what we do in our life, the work we do. We become that, what we do. And as water transfers your life to be something else, it guides you as well. As it flows, you will flow with it in that manner. And as you pour water on the sacred rocks in the swellage, you hear that shh. Literally, scientifically, spiritually, the universe says that, makes that noise as well. So we're all connected, as you can see, how intelligent the Creator created us through all of these things to connect. And it boggles our mind, a lot of these things, because we think in a way that we think we can control. And water proves us wrong all the time. As we try to contain it, we realize that if it doesn't want to be contained, it will crash through those walls. So we must have the utmost respect for Mini Wichoni, water of life. Because without water, nothing will live. In the desert, there's this plant, this little bush. When it rains, it blooms. Then when it stops raining, it dries up. And it breaks off and it rolls through the desert with the wind. And it will stop someplace. all dried out, brittle, cracking. But as soon as the water hits it, it blooms again. Flowers, beautiful, it looks beautiful. You never realize that it was a tumbleweed. But it was the water that transferred it into beauty. That connection it had. And so these are the mysteries on this earth that we tried to figure out. Scientists, philosophers, thinkers. We try to figure these things out. But some things are not meant to be figured out. It's just meant to flow through us so we can grow through it. This is the time in our lives now that we must really understand the importance of water than oil. Because you can't drink oil. So we have to understand that, the importance of that. And start to make differences and efforts to change our environments to a cleaner environment for our grandchildren's grandchildren coming. We are in a time of the seventh generation. The old seventh generation has completed. Now we are in this time. It's our turn. We take over. So it's time to change our way of life to a better, healthier way of life. Because we always are praying sincerity for our children, the best for them, what we want for them, how we raise them. Some youth are angry at us because the way we carry on in this world. They say, what about us? What are you going to leave for us? So this is an awakening that we must recognize in our lives and always be willing to give each other water to heal in a good way. Taku wakayai okahipi tokashila yeloi chewaki yelo hai chanupaki wakaipi ho ye wa yelo hai oi thate atopaki ahi tuai o ma ki yelo che wa ki yelo hai Tokashilai O Makiyo Something sacred has come to guide us in this world. So as we pray to these elements, to also guide us and teach us as we walk forth in this world, Creator, I ask you for guidance in that way. You see, this song came through in the middle of a war, through a dream, to bring back into this world, to teach people our purpose and meaning of life. So we must understand the purpose and meaning of our life to move forward and flow that way. so we can see all each other as brothers and sisters, because we're all related through the creation of the Creator. As we're related to the rocks, to the fire, to the water, to our Mother Earth, the connection that we have with them is one of the most powerful transformation of love. And we realize the emotions of these elements, and that we pray that all people are able to experience that through the respect of the teachers. So, Hechitulo and Takiasi.
Don't forget about the Waters brothers in the corner. They have been listening. And they've traveled a long way to end up in those pictures for you. No joke. Every drop has something for you. You can hear that. You can receive it. And you can know it. Leave nothing left. Here. Mike, you have some announcements for us, I believe.
Morning, brothers and sisters and friends online. Just a few things to walk you through for the day today. We need to be setting up some stuff in the pavilion this afternoon. So when you go down to your councils, either before your council session or after, move your circle out of the pavilion. You can go anywhere else on the property. Stay close, but not too close, because they're going to need to be in there during our afternoon council sit. Second, the breakout sessions at 1:30, they are the same as yesterday. That's intentional so that you can attend at least two. After the breakout sessions, it's open time, it's free time, but there are some info sessions if there's things that you're interested in learning more about. There's this info session on all the different rites of passage that Illumin does. Our primary men's rites of passage, also the elders' rites of passage, also youth rites. So if you're curious about any of those, that's in Hall House A. That's a change from the schedule. Schedule says in here, it won't be in here. It's in Hall House. It's right that direction. It's the building just kind of kitty corner from the backside of this building. So you can gather there if you're interested in learning more about rites of passage. If you're interested in learning more about our online virtual councils and passion circles and cohorts, we have cohorts for new or expecting fathers. We have cohorts for men going through midlife transition. We have lots of online passion circles around specific interests and experiences. If you're curious about that, that is in, I believe, the parlor downstairs at 2:30. If you're interested in the internal organizational life of Illumin, if that's something you've been involved in or you're just curious about, we'll have a session about this current process of redefining our mission, our vision, our values, as well as kind of some updates on what we call the reweaving process of our internal organization. So that's down the hall in the Massanutten room. And then we also have the recovery groups are meeting in Allegheny just down the hall here.
Mike, aren't those at 2:45 starting, so for transition time between the breakouts?
Yes, yeah. 2:40-ish, because they also need to end around 3:20 at the latest, so that you all can come back in here for the session at 3:30. But the team that's doing the earth ritual for that session needs to meet in here at 2:30. So if you're part of that team, here during that time. Also, one final instruction for the afternoon session. We're not going to be opening with drumming. There will be some light drumming going on the grandfather drum, but when you enter, don't pick up your own drums and begin. We won't be doing that this time. I'm sorry?
Enter in silence.
Enter in silence for that session. That's all.
The river is flowing, flowing and growing. The river is flowing back to the sea. Mother, carry me, your child I will always be. Mother, carry me, oh, back to the sea, back to the sea. I need to tell you about my shame. I need to tell you about my loneliness. I need to tell you about my power and truth and connection that's buried beneath history's weight of separation. I need your witnessing. I need to be held. I need you to see and affirm my light. These are things that are okay to say to each other, that I know I need to say, that I need to ask for. And these deepest, loneliest wounds that we carry are often associated with deep, old sorrow and connected with ourselves as little ones when we didn't know how to ask for what we needed. And it can be so difficult to do that and to find the belonging and the support that we all need to bring ourselves home.
Sure.
And it's this kind of truth and courage and the humility of being willing to connect with what is real and in some cases so painful that we find within us. It's the key to letting these waters flow, these tears flow, and to reunite us with the ocean of our hearts and all that we need within ourselves. One last poem about crying. There's crying, and then there's crying, capital C. Crying is the act of the true warrior, that deep grief that cleanses the heart, that wrings out the ancestral line of its ancient pain. that reaches back to the beginnings of every oppression in our heart and mind, and finally kisses even that wound with light. Crying allows you to dive into and beyond the dark that has held back countless generations from their gifts and desires and power and truth. Crying undoes the sickness of secrets. Crying no longer compromises truth for comfort. Crying unties the corset of worn-out contracts your soul never wanted to live in. It is the embodied refusal to go on serving what no longer serves you. Crying is light, taking the shadow's hand, and courageously walking into the great unknown, trusting there's wholeness on the other side. It is surrendering deeply enough all the structures you thought you knew to rehome your soul in a more suitable habitation. Crying moves inner mountains and slays illusion. From the inside out, crying undoes and remakes the world.
Brothers, sisters, here and online, go in peace. Go enjoy and revel in the vastness of being here and now.